Hello everyone, Captain Mark here. Welcome on board for this year's Marine Eco Tour. We've got some exciting inflatables to come to your school and inform your children about the great ocean world. Give us a call at 808-335-0712 or email director@storybook.org. See you there.
I'm Helen Jaccard. I'm the project manager for the Golden Rule Peace Boat. The Golden Rule is owned and managed by Veterans for Peace, which is a group of around 3,000 individuals who are mostly military veterans. And we have around 120 chapters throughout mostly the United States, but about a dozen international chapters as well. Hawaii has a chapter in Honolulu, and then there's what they've called the Outer Islands chapter of all the rest of the islands together. So if you are a veteran and you are for peace, you can join Veterans for Peace, and if you're not a veteran, you can join. There are about 20% of our members are non-veteran members, like I am and Zoe Bird. I'd like to introduce Zoe Bird to you. Zoe is our first Golden Rule ambassador. She's a public speaker, she's a member of the Golden Rule Steering Committee, and she's a crew member. And her intention and mine is for her to sail from Hawaii to the Marshall Islands to Guam so that we have a really good communicator on board and so that she can give the presentations on our behalf in the Marshall Islands. So Golden Rule was first sailed towards the Marshall Islands in 1958, and by a group of Quaker peace activists. They were stopped in Honolulu at Alawai Harbor, where the boat spent a couple of months where we just came from. And so Hawaii is a very special place to the Golden Rule Project. We're part of Hawaiian history because this is where everything happened to get the protest going to free the crew of the Golden Rule who were under arrest, and where the baton was passed from the Golden Rule crew to the Phoenix of Hiroshima, who did sail into the Marshall Islands to try to get in the way of nuclear bomb tests. So Honolulu and Hawaii in general are very special to us, and we to you. Before we get too far along, I would like to thank the native people of Hawaii for the use of their land. So thank you very much for allowing us to use your space. And thank you to the Storybook Theater for having us here tonight. This is really a special venue. I love it. I could imagine all kinds of things going on in here, singing, dancing, plays. Is that what happens?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, mostly for children.
And mostly for children. Hawaii is the only place where I can talk about nuclear weapons with children because they've lived through the scare of a couple of years ago, and so they know what nuclear weapons are. In the United States, I talk about it in a whole more abstract way of these, this terrible thing that threatens us that we want to get rid of. And I concentrate more on peace when we're talking with children in the rest of the United States. And I was really excited when the Honolulu City and County Council passed a resolution in favor of the United Nations Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, and to declare that we would never use nuclear weapons first, and to eliminate the $1.7 trillion nuclear modernization program, where we're going to replace the entire nuclear arsenal of the United States, and to take away the president's sole unchecked authority to launch a nuclear strike. So I'm really proud of the Honolulu City and County Council, and hope that maybe Kauai will take this up. And so we have 34 signatories now. So we expect that 2020 will be the year that nuclear weapons, their development, their testing, threatening to use them, or even support any of those activities will be internationally illegal. The same year that the Golden Rule will be there at the 75th anniversary of the dropping of the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So it's a really important year. It's a really important process that we're going through with the United Nations Treaty right now. And so hopefully you'll all be able to push this forward, because the legislators, they need to know that you all have their backs. They need to know that this kind of legislation is supported. So I hope that the Hawaii State Legislature again takes up the measure of encouraging the federal government to pass the treaty in 2020, as they took it up in 2019, but it got stuck in committee. So maybe you can help move it along a little bit. So I would like to introduce Zoe Bird again, and let her take over and answer any questions that you have that she may be able to answer, and I'll be available to answer as well. It's a really complex mission, and there's a lot about nuclear issues and about the Golden Rule that you may be curious about.
Thank you all for coming tonight, and I hope you were able to hear the film well enough. Good. So our home port is in Humboldt Bay in Northern California, and in the first year, in 2015, we sailed down to San Diego, and then the next year up to Vancouver, British Columbia, and then wintered in Humboldt Bay. And then we went south again and spent 2 winters in San Diego getting ready to come to Hawaii. This is a really big mission because it's such a tiny boat, but they did it in '58, and we wanted to repeat the mission again, and this time make it all the way to the Marshall Islands and beyond, all the way to Japan. So that's where we are now. And the captains always change, the crew is always changing, and there's also often we do boat tours. We're in the Nawilili Harbor, so if you want to come down and see the boat and get aboard, you're welcome to do that. We're there most of the time, except for during the time we're doing our presentations in different communities on the island.
About halfway through, both our ships moored in Honolulu, and we agreed to do our best and try to stop the nuclear tests. Neither ship did give way, but trials then kept us at bay. We made it just halfway through, and now the rest is up to you. It's up to me, it's up to you, to do unto as you would have them do. Do as to others as you would have them do unto you. When we set sail in '58, we'd all end up in jail, but I've been called worse than fool for sailing on the Phoenix and on the Golden Rule. It's up to me, And so they played that song as the Golden Rule was sliding into the water for the first time in 5 years, right after the rebuild. And there were 400 people there at that party, and we were all just kind of crying because it was such an amazing time together to relaunch the Golden Rule after she was so destroyed in that gale and before.
Brick by brick, we are building a pathway, brick by brick, a pathway to peace, brick by brick. Will you help us, please, as we complete the Spark M. Matsunaga International Children's Garden for Peace, brick by brick.
For those interested, call Storybook Theater at 335-0712 or email director@storybook.org.
Oh my goodness, this is so great. I get my own chicken shop, Russell's One Stop Chicken Shop. Woohoo! For all your chicken knick-knack needs. All right, you guys, you're looking good.
With a chick chick here and a chick chick there, here a chick, there a chick, everywhere a chick chick.
Hello everybody. Hanapepe is a great historic town. I lead a walking tour every Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you, your friends, or visitors would like to have a nice, fun, interesting tour of Hanapepe, just give us a call at Storybook Theater, 335-0712. See you there.
So I have a question. First, I want to say hi, Auntie Helen. I have a question about, tell us why you're at Storybook Theater tonight.
Well, first of all, I really love being called Auntie, so thank you. Why am I here? I'm here to talk about the history of the Golden Rule and to talk about nuclear issues today. And if anybody was interested, I would have talked about why it is that the United Nations passed the language of the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons. And I like to talk about not just nuclear weapons, but nuclear power and uranium mining and disposal of nuclear waste. The entire chain from cradle, the ground, to there is no grave for nuclear waste right now. So I'm here to talk about whatever people would like to talk about.
I really love that. It's very cool. And so I have a couple more questions. Can you tell us more about your mission?
So our mission is educational. And so the original tactic was protest, to just go get in the way of the nuclear bomb tests, really similar to what's going on at Mauna Kea right now. Right? So just get in the way of the progress of something that you don't want. Now, instead, we're focusing on education because we think that an educated people can take the appropriate actions to encourage political change, to encourage policymakers to make the right policy to, for example, negotiate for a worldwide end to nuclear weapons.
I really think that you're doing a great thing for this world and you're really trying to make a difference in it. I really think that.
Thank you.
And I have a couple more questions. And why do we have bombs?
Why do we have bombs? Why do we have bullets? Why don't we just carry around spears and threaten people with them? Why don't we just use our hands? Why do we have war? It's a cultural thing. We accept it. We accept war. We think that we can distrust other countries. We think that other countries are going to come attack us. We're told this, so we believe it. And we think, therefore, that instead of negotiations, that we need to, well, I hear a lot of people say, go attack them over there so they won't come attack us over here. Is that the Golden Rule? No. There's another reasons why we have bombs. They're a product that makes a lot of money for a lot of rich people. So one of the reasons that we build bombs and we export them to both sides of any battle is because there's a lot of profit in it. And that's really sad, because wouldn't we rather make a profit off of making solar cells and windmills and cleaning up the environment? Wouldn't it be great if we were the country that would lead the way in the technology to eliminate nuclear waste? Wouldn't it be great if we were a country that could give better health care than anyone, or provide more for our people so that they could lead, more meaningful lives? If you were a worker, what would you rather do? Build bombs or help people recover from illness? Or build mass transit systems so we wouldn't put so much carbon in the air? So the workers, they don't want to be building this stuff, right? They don't want to build bombs and missiles and destroy the planet. No. They want to do meaningful things. Maybe they'd rather be artists or dancers or singers. If you've got enough production to meet the needs of the people, then you don't need to be selling additional consumer items and doing more and more extraction from the planet, more production and more consumption, which is hurting us and is filling the planet with things like plastics that we don't need, right? So once you have enough production and that kind of thing, then maybe we should turn to art.
I really feel about the plastics thing, I don't know, if you deliver something online and then it comes in a plastic box, and isn't it different, because everything that bombs do is just hurting our life. It's not making it better. And what you said is very true. And how could we get bombs out of the world? Just get them gone.
Well, we're working on it through negotiations and policies that make more sense to try to stop the conflicts. But honestly, it's going to be up to your generation to finish the job, because it's going to take a while.
Well, thank you for telling us about it. It was a very fun. And good luck to you and to all your other crew members. And thank you so much for coming here and being with us.
Thank you so much. This was a lot of fun. I really appreciate the interaction.
You're welcome.
Hello everyone, Captain Mark here. Welcome on board for this year's Marine Eco Tour. We've got some exciting inflatables to come to your school and inform your children about the great ocean world. Give us a call at 808-335-0712 or email director@storybook.org. See you there.
Storybook Theater Film Festival, featuring the short films of the Storybook Theater and selected exemplary shorts from Hawaii filmmakers.
Once, long ago, but not so long ago that many now living haven't forgotten, there was a princess of the Hawaiian Islands. Princess Victoria Kaiulani, Kalani Nui Ahilapalapa, Kave Kiu I Lunalilo Cleghorn. She was known as Kaiulani, the Royal Sacred One.
I, o ni'iho,
O ni'iho,
o ni'iho,
tu uwailana,
o ni'iho,
tu uonehana,
o ni'iho,
o kahelelani, o ni'iho, tu ualoha, o ni'iho, tu ualoha.
o ni'iho,
Te moena pabe,
o ni'iho,
meka makaloa,
o ni'iho,
ake kiku, o ni'iho, ho tapu tapu, o ni'iho, ho tapu tapu.
o ni'iho,
Aina kamaha o,
o ni'iho,
holo muakato,
o ni'iho,
hana mekalima o ni'iho.
Do you remember what I taught you, Kaiulani? Can you remember the words?
I think so.
Well, let's see. Let me hear.
God has made of one blood all nations of men to dwell on the face of earth in unity and blessedness. God has bestowed certain rights alike on all men, all chiefs, and all people of all lands.
Very good, Kaiulani. You know, each of us must make an agreement to, in our own ways, bring the ancient Hawaiian traditions back in a way that is pono.
Yes, Uncle, I know. You told me.
I believe that you do know.
I became interested in bringing people together many years ago as a performer and as a celebration designer, I guess you would call it. I love to celebrate and see people involved in creating festivals. So there's a reason for that. Interested and have been for many years in bringing people together. Celebrations and festivals are so filled with music and dance and art and story that they become the highest pursuit of human beings. There's nothing better that we can be doing than planning or performing or breaking down and cleaning up celebrations and festivals. I've learned over the years by producing dozens and dozens of festive events for children and families, and they fall into certain categories. Many years I produced the Rainbow Arts Festival, which is a gathering of the performing art people from all over the state of Hawaii. Many years we produced peace festivals honoring Martin Luther King or the concept of peace. Historical commemorative events celebrating Queen Emma or Kaiulani or Robert Louis Stevenson. and always the Kauai Keiki Story Festivals, the festivals where we're celebrating literacy and storytelling. So for many years, I've been involved in honoring the great spirits of the past through celebrations and events, and I continue to do that, and so is the work of the Storybook Theater of Hawaii.
My name is Kalei Hosaka, and I'm currently 14 years old, and I'm attending Kamehameha School's Kapalama campus on Oahu. I'm a freshman, and I am currently on spring break. When you asked me to become Princess Ka'iulani, I was really honored by becoming an ali'i. It was a very fun role to play, and I actually learned more about her and more about my own culture through just listening through all of these stories and asking a lot of my grandparents about all kinds of stories that they've heard about her, but mostly I've learned through books in libraries about Princess Ka'iulani and the Hawaiian culture. I gained more ike or knowledge throughout my journey as being portrayed as Ka'iulani, and it was very fun to learn a lot of that kind of stuff, and just knowing that I could actually portray a Hawaiian princess that made me feel more connected with my roots, and I could actually say, yes, I do know about my Hawaiian culture. When I was portraying that princess during the reading festival, a lot of the kids came up to me and they always asked me, oh, are you the real princess? And it was just so fun. I remember I had to learn the princess wave, and that was so fun. It was just really fun to portray that. And I loved how everyone looked up to me, and it humbled me. It was a really humbling experience, because I realized that one girl, Ka'iulani, could have so much power and so much people could learn to love her, and I really respected that. And especially when everyone was looking at me and cheering for me out the windows, I was really touched by all of that, and it was so humbling. I told my Auntie Lorna, my auntie that gave me that horse to ride on that day, I told her, oh, I'm gonna be a parade leader and stuff. It was really fun just to have that experience, and like I said, I loved horses and I loved to ride horses, and it was really fun to actually live that out. She was a very sporty kind of princess, I know that. She loved to get out there and do all kinds of things, and she wasn't afraid to try a lot of things too. And when she traveled around the world and when she did all of her schooling, I know that she did a lot of things to get in touch with the people there. And when, like you said, when she I think she brought surfing to Europe, actually. I would want the kids to know that she was a princess, and she wasn't just some princess that you hear about in the stories, but rather she was a fierce princess who didn't let anything stop her, and she was a very good person, and she cared for her people and her family and everyone around her, and she let her Hawaiian values take over her life, and she was a very good person. And I'd want the third graders to know that don't let anyone stop you from your dreams, which is what Ka'iulani wanted to do.
I am all Hawaiian. I love this country of mine. Its sky, its trees, its people, its food. I went to school in England, and after the first excitement, I began to long for the island food, a longing that never passed away. When I came home at last, I ran about like a mad thing. I looked for all the hiding places. I climbed to the roof of the house where I used to climb to get away from my governess. I asked for all native things, poi, taro, even the raw fish we eat. You would think that a girl educated in England would shrink from that at least. My aunt, the Queen, was delighted. She said, "That's right, you are a good Hawaiian."
Forth from her land to mine she goes, the island maid, the island rose. She's light of heart, light of face, the daughter of a double race. Her islands here in summer sun shall mourn their Ka'iulani gone. I, in her dear banyan shade, look vainly for my little maid, but our Scots islands far away shall glitter with an unwonted day, and cast for once their tempests by to smile in Ka'iulani's eye.
4 years ago, at the request of Mr. Thurston, then a Hawaiian cabinet minister, I was sent away to England to be educated privately and fitted to the position which by the Constitution of Hawaii I was to inherit. For all these years, I have patiently and in exile striven to fit myself for my return this year to my native country.
So I'm the Director of Cultural Services. I represent the Princess Kailani Hotel and the legacy of our princess. So my work is to bring to our guests the story of our princess, to share with them her essence and her spirit, as this is where she walked, this is where she played, this is where she spent her very young years, right here in Waikiki, right on the Ainahau.
My name is Kanani Ali'i Hanohano Okuda. I am from Queen Emma's line, heritage line. I'm the general cashier for the hotel, and I also am a cultural liaison person. So I take care of all the cultural and the historical knowledge of Kailani. I first learned of Kailani through hula when I was at the age of 5. My parents were dancing for Maiki Ayu play at that time, and I was around the halau learning through hula from Auntie Maiki. The spirit, the mana that's on this property, the people that are working in this hotel are very aloha. They share aloha, they give aloha, a lot of warmth and aloha here.
I look at it as my kuleana, or my responsibility, to ensure that our guests know the story of our princess. She lived for just 23 short years, but the legacy that she left today is just honored by guests from around the world, and of course our associates that work here, and all of our malahini, our visitors that come through these portals. I often reflect her coming down through Waikiki on her pony ferry. I also picture her going to the ocean and surfing, and I've seen her surfboard at the Bishop Museum, and it just excites me thinking that she rode the waves.
No katungu to'u ante kapua Cheyenne Kanahele I wa toho ia oia no ka Princess Kailani.
It was, well, quite amazing because I seen kids coming and giving me things to eat and greeting me like I was actually a princess. And they came to take pictures with me. They gave me a lei. I felt quite happy to see that because the smiles on their faces made me very happy to see that they enjoyed it as well. I was feeling scared and a bit of excitement to walk in front of everyone and everyone behind me. I was happy because I was able to lead everyone back to the tent. And to see that little boy in front of me smile made me happy because he was having as much fun as I was. I hope that they took the story of Princess Ka'iulani into their hearts for them to carry on while they're older and to retell that they've seen a portrayal of Princess Ka'iulani when they were younger.
In every child there lies a promise. There's great potential in their hearts and minds. They only need a little kindness, patience and guidance to help them fly. Give every child a promise. Give them a chance and see. Each one is very special. Be part of their dream.
Well, Princess Ka'iulani is such a strong soul, and when I was playing her, I wouldn't say necessarily that she entered me, literally, but I kind of felt an immense, overwhelming feeling of strength and honor, and it definitely was empowering as a young woman. And I do remember studying her throughout, elementary school years. In our Hawaiian cultural class, I probably learned the most about it during my time at Kaimuki High School. I think it was sophomore year. We went into history, Hawaiian history. So there was a Hawaiian history class where we kind of went more into detail, but I grew up kind of knowing about her. I believe that it is very important to study the life and time of Princess Ka'iulani, especially for the youth of Hawaii. We need to know where we come from and our history, and it keeps us strong as a people. It's part of our culture, and it's never ending.
I am now told that Mr. Thurston will be in Washington asking you to take away my flag and my throne. No one tells me even this officially. Have I done anything wrong that this wrong should be done to me and my people? I am coming to Washington to plead for my throne, my nation, and my flag. Will not the great American people hear me? It was a very powerful time for me. I loved having the experience. It really took me outside of my box, which I think Ka'iulani also did when she had to go away from home. My special connection with Ka'iulani, I feel, is, simply stated, the love of Hawaii, being far away from our homeland, but our spirit and our hearts residing here. And, the bravery that she had to go away from her family to such a far place. And I think that it takes a lot of courage to try and portray our princess, Ka'iulani, because she is a magnificent woman. I remember I had this feeling I felt as though she were a part of me. It was very moving. I wanted to make sure that I brought her to life in a way that would be pleasing to my kupuna. Well, she held a great strength. She wanted to come home and to help her family, and not just her family, but her family, the people of Hawaii. So to have that courage and the strength to, want to stand firm and strong and tall for your people, I think is very encouraging, to stand up in what you believe and what you feel is right.
The silver ship, my king, that was her name, in the bright islands whence your fathers came, the silver ship at rest from winds and tides, below your palace in your harbour rides, and the seafarers sitting safe on shore, shall eager merchants count their treasures o'er. One gift they find, one strange and lovely thing, now doubly precious since it please a king. The right, my liege, is ancient as the lyre, for bards to give kings what kings admire. 'Tis mine to offer for Apollo's sake, and since the gift is fitting, yours to take, to golden hands the golden pearl I bring, the ocean jewel to the island king.
Unbidden, I stand upon your shores today, where I had thought so soon to receive a royal welcome. I come unattended, except for the loving hearts that have come with me over the winter seas. 70 years ago, Christian America sent over Christian men and women to give religion and civilization to Hawaii. Today, 3 of the sons of those missionaries are at your capital, asking you to undo their father's work. Who sent them? Who gave them the authority to break the Constitution, which they swore they would uphold?
I share these words with you, all people of Hawaii, and especially the youth, as you are our future. I would like to encourage each one of you to know who you are and where you come from. Appreciate, embrace, and respect all of who you are. If your love is swimming or surfing the ocean or climbing the highest mountains, we are all keepers of this land. Our ancestors lived off this land. The land and sea took care of them, so naturally they looked after the land and the sea in return. The world is changing at a rapid pace, and we cannot forget what really is important. Our kupuna, aunties and uncles have so much to share. We need to listen with open hearts and clear minds. They will help us to see a better day. And may Akua be with us, guiding us with the strength and courage for that better day to come. My dear Ka'iolani of this present day, my wish for you is the same for all of our people. To walk in truth, listen to our hearts, and to act on our hearts' behalf.
Today I, a poor weak girl with not one of my people near me, and all of these statesmen against me, have the strength to stand up for my people. Even now I can hear their wail in my heart, and it gives me strength and courage. I am strong, strong in the faith of God, strong in the knowledge that I am right, strong in the strength of 70 million people who in this free land
Oh my goodness, this is so great. I get my own chicken shop. Russell's One Stop Chicken Shop. Woohoo! For all your chicken knick-knack needs. All right, you guys, you're looking good.
With a chick chick here and a chick chick there. Here a chick, there a chick, everywhere a chick chick.
Hello everybody. Hanapepe is a great historic town. I lead a walking tour every Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you, your friends, or visitors would like to have a nice, fun, interesting tour of Hanapepe, just give us a call at Storybook Theater, 335-0712. See you there. Brick by brick, we are building a pathway. Brick by brick, a pathway to peace. Brick by brick, will you help us, please, as we complete the Spark M. Matsunaga International Children's Garden for Peace, brick by brick.
For those interested, call Storybook Theater at 335-0712 or email director@storybook.org.
Welcome to Storybook Theater, everybody. This is a really fun place. This is places where children can come and there's a variety show that happens, and we have types of, we have juggling, or sometimes we have balloon blowing, and we have this really cool, really awesome magician that comes here, and you can't really pull out anything out of his hat. And if you were a magician, I think you would get it. And wait, what?
He just pulled something out of his hat.
Ha! I stand corrected. And he's done a lot of tricks with us. He's made a rabbit appear. He's took cards and made them into something. And I have no clue what he's doing with this stuff. And so I'm very excited to see what he's doing and what can he pull out of his hat.
Well, we're going to be doing some magic bubbles today. I have a mic.
Magic?
Yeah, magic with bubbles. Some people think that in bubbles are just air, but I like to think in bubbles are wishes. Don't you think so?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, let me show you something cool here. Don't get too excited. Bubbles.
Oh, yes.
I'll make a wish.
Yeah. Okay. Now sometimes when people get really excited, they want to jump up and grab the bubbles, but let's do something here. Now go ahead, grab some imagination glue and spray it on your hand, and then put it on your butt. And then glue your butt to the chair. Are you glued? Can I check to see if you're glued? Okay, he's glued. Can I check to see if you're glued? He's glued. It's alright, Scarlett. You don't need to be really glued. But now, what I'm going to try to do here, something special. I'm going to try to catch the bubble in midair.
I'll try to do that.
Oh, wait, Scarlett. Okay, now you got to glue your butt to the chair. Okay, I think I got it right there.
What? Oh.
Right there. You see it?
You got him.
Oh
You see that?
my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Here, can you blow? Whoa, blow. Whoa, gently, blow gently. Oh, what about the glue on your butt? Remember you're glued to the chair?
No, I didn't.
Okay, here, blow gently, blow gently. Okay. Okay, now on a count of 3, everybody say pop. 1, 2, 3, pop. Whoa, it's all gone, just like that. Now, is it anybody's birthday coming up soon? Bob?
Does that count?
Kind of. I was planning on putting a kid in the bubble. A couple of months? Well, this is a magic bubble solution.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, oh my gosh. I don't want to spill this anywhere. So I didn't fill up the whole thing. But I have a little stand in there for you, Scarlett, to stand on. But first, we have to make the bubbles really sharp. Razor sharp.
Razor sharp.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's
So I'm going to blow a bubble here. Whoops.
Yeah.
Oh, we get a better bubble.
Better bubble, better bubble, better bubble, better bubble.
Better bubble! I got one right there. Now that we got something like this, we can make the bubble mix razor sharp. I'm going to put it right under here.
Good idea.
And then, Scarlett, let me go ahead and grab a towel.
Are you ready, Scarlett?
I'm ready.
This could be dangerous.
I know.
She could float away inside the bubble.
That would be awesome.
Okay. Now, Scarlett, go ahead. Can you take my hand and go ahead, step in the middle there. And go ahead, step on the plate right there. And then go ahead, face the audience.
Drum roll.
And then, well, first we have to do a bravery test.
Bravery test.
Scarlett, are you brave?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna do a test.
That's fine.
Okay.
She's brave.
Okay, she seems brave enough. Okay, now everybody say bippity.
Bippity.
Everybody say dippity.
Dippity.
Everybody say pow.
Ay, ay, ay.
I think we can do a better bubble than that. What do you think, Scarlett?
Yeah.
Don't
Okay.
float away, Scarlett.
Okay, Scarlett, go ahead. Put up your hands up like that, like a ballerina. Okay.
I do.
Don't float away. Everybody say bippity. Everybody say dippity.
Dippity.
Everybody say pow.
All right.
Everybody give Scarlett a round of applause. And maybe her wish will come true this year.
So what is your lifetime goal for a magician?
Well, to keep on performing, to perhaps give the next generation some hope in becoming a magician too as well. Just to spread the aloha with magic.
Well, my friend wants to be a magician, and I want to join the military. So.
Oh, cool.
And
Yeah.
sure. And what is your I have a question. Did I already ask what's your favorite part about the art fairs?
No.
All right. So what's your favorite part about the art fairs?
Well, it's a chance for everyone to get together and to check out the creativity that everyone has. They put in the time to show other people their talents and what they believe is art.
And what do you think is magical? What do you think is cool about what you're doing? What you think is cool in life?
Well, I'm going to be 30 years old next year, so I think while I'm still young, I may as well try to be the best I can be.
I didn't even, wait, how old are you?
29.
I didn't even know that. I thought you were like about 20.
Oh, thanks. I like to think I'm 22.
And yeah, I think, thank you for coming, Dominic.
Oh yeah, thanks, Scarlett. High five. Aloha.
Is there any questions from the students?
So this song is called Carve My Way, and it has based on a song called Be a Leader. There's a song called Be a Leader, and there's a leader in me, and I based it off this song because I really think it can show people how we are and what we do. And, well, let's start. When everything is not crumbling and you think the rain is crashing down, you can see a bunch of leaders on the ground, and they tell you it's alright, you get to hear the future. And so there's a leader in all, and there's a leader in us. And if you see the stars, you can see the shining light. There's always gonna be somewhere nice tonight. So just listen to your heart and you'll get to hear the stars. 'Cause you are a wonder leader. You're gonna show the world what you do. Yeah, carve your way. Just do what you want to do. Don't follow. Lead more like you. You can do anything. You can see the future. You can carve the future. Do anything you want to do. You're perfect in your own way. Don't change, 'cause tomorrow's gonna be the same. You can act a different way. You can sing a different song. You can be a different person in any way. One day you might be working at work, or one day you might be helping a cow. Even you can do anything you want. You could be an astronaut in space. You could be a magician. You can be anything, just carve your own way. Never copy, just be the same. And you can do a million things the same. This is how the country's made. We have to stick together, else we're gonna be not alright. 'Cause if we stick together, the world is better. If we love each other, when we can stand together. There's a beautiful love, but if we don't connect, then it's gone forever. So you just gotta carve your way, see your own heart today. 'Cause this is how we sing and this is how we be proud. I've seen a million people be the difference in all. And there's beautiful, there's strange. There's even people who can help you change. So look inside yourself and say, who do you want to be? And then you go out to the world and be that kind of person, yeah. Always gotta be that kind of person, yeah. And you can change yourself, change the town, change the way the whole world sounds. And that's how you be a better person. There's a leader in you, there's a leader in me, there's a leader in everyone we can see. So just believe, and you can see a million things. That's the end.
Oh. And where did that song come from, Scarlett?
At my school, there's a song called Leader in Me, and I try to base it on that song.
So basically, she had a lot of her own words, right? Okay, sign our guest book, make a donation. We love you guys. Come again. Thank you for shopping with us.